All right, welcome. So this week in media, we are talking about picking out just right books for ourselves, and we have just right rules in the Media Center to go along with this. So without further ado, I'm going to teach you guys the just right rules. So our just right rules for media are three parts. The first part, are you interested? So rule number one, are you interested? You have to be interested in a book in order to want to read it, right? So if you don't like cats and you don't want to read about cats and you don't like cats, and you get a cat book, are you going to finish it? Probably not even going to start it. So it's very important that you're interested in what you are reading. Rule number two, can you read it? Now, I do the hand motions because it's really fun when we're all together and we do the hand motions together. It helps us to remember the rules. So can you read it is rule number two. Now, I like to use the five-finger rule, not to be confused with these three rules, but the five-finger rule helps me when I am searching for books on the shelf to decide if that book is just right for me. So if you open to like some random page in the book and you read and you don't understand or can't read 5 or more words, that book's gonna be tough. It's gonna be frustrating for you. And are you gonna finish a book that's frustrating? Probably not. And I'd love for you to be able to finish your books. If you miss, 3 to 4 words, or you don't know what 3 to 4 words mean on the page, then it's probably gonna be a tough book. But if you can look at the context clues and maybe ask for help every now and then it might be a book that will help you to grow, but it's still going to be a tough one for you. If you miss 1 to 2 words on the page or don't know what they mean, then it's probably a just right book for you. It's just hard enough that it's going to push you to grow, but it's not so difficult that you're going to get frustrated. If you don't miss any words and you know what everything means, this is going to be an easy read for you. And sometimes that's awesome. Sometimes it's exactly what we need are easy reads, but we don't want every book that we read to be so easy for us that we don't grow as readers. So that's rule number 2. Can you read it? And finally, rule number 3 is my big one, my most important. So rule number 3, all the people in your life. Now, we think about those people in our life that love us the most. Usually the people that take care of us, sometimes it's mom and dad, sometimes it's grandmother, but the people that love you the most, that take care of you every single day, are they going to approve of your selections? Now, as an elementary student, this one's important, and I always tell the story of ghost books to go along with this. So I am a huge scaredy cat. I always have been. I always will be. Can't watch scary movies, can't read scary books, even things that people think are silly scary that aren't really scary, I can't do. I get nightmares. I'm a wuss. Proud to be. But I've always loved to read, and when I was in 2nd grade at my school library, the cool kids all wanted to check out ghost books. Well, do you think ghost books are just right for someone who's terrified of most things? No, they're not. That wasn't a good choice for me, but you know what I did? I checked out the ghost books because I wanted to be like the cool kids, and I read the ghost books because I like to read. And then I started having nightmares. And I would wake up in the middle of the night scared and go into my parents' room, and my mom got concerned because she wasn't used to me doing that. I wasn't the kid that woke up in the middle of the night scared. And so she was wondering what was going on with me. And she found the ghost book in my backpack and realized, oh, it's reading things that are scaring her. And so she told me, no more ghost books. Well, then the next week I went back to the library, and did I listen? No, because sometimes kids don't listen, right? And then I got in trouble. But guess what? I tell you this because the same thing happens nowadays, even in our library, and I laugh and slightly get frustrated because guess what? If your mom or your dad or the person that loves you most tells you not to check out a certain kind of book from the library that they don't agree with or that they don't think is good for you, you know who's still getting in trouble? Me! How does that even work? Okay, so this is what I tell my kiddos in here. It's kind of unfair when you don't listen to mom and dad and I get in trouble. So please help me out with this. You always want to listen to those that love you most, those that are taking care of you. They have your best interest at heart. And so I at least get 1 or 2 emails every year with parents saying, hey, Miss Whitfield, my child is not allowed to check out this kind of book. And I will always tell those parents, you know what? I will try to coach your child into choosing other books, but I am not allowed to tell them yes or no due to this really big fancy word called censorship. I'm not allowed to censor reading materials. And basically that means that I am not going to control what you read, and that's a law that I can't do that. So if mom and dad tell you no ghost books, like my mom told me no ghost books, is that okay? Yes, that is okay, and you need to listen to them. And if mom emails me and says my child's not allowed to check out ghost books, and I say, okay, I will try to coach them into that. When you bring me, if you're that child and you bring me a ghost book, I'm going to say, hey, does this meet all of our rules? Are you interested? Can you read it? Will all the people in your life approve? It's a good book for you? And if you say yes, then I legally cannot tell you you can't have that book. I send you on home with that book. And sometimes that happens. And these are conversations that take place within your home. Your mom and dad are definitely allowed to tell you what they want you to check out or what they don't want you to check out. Just like I'm allowed to tell my kids that too. Because you're our children. We are raising you and we are trying to do the best that we can. So it is helpful that you take your parents' feelings into consideration when you are in our library. So I hope that helps you to better understand our rules in here. Are you interested? You gotta be in order to want to read it. Can you read it? And will all the people in your life approve of your choice? So that is how we decide what kind of books are just right for us.